The Kidnapping of the Cat in the Hat. Created by
Loran Woods,
Kassandra Young,
and Sarah McCann. Hermione Ranger was out one day when her cat Crookshanks ran away. "I'm on an adventure," he said with glee, and kept on running excitedly. All of a sudden there was a noise to his right. Crookshanks stopped, stunned with fright. Out of the trees jumped a strange-looking fellow with a cape, a wand, and teeth that were yellow. "My name is Lord Voldemort," the man said with pride. Crookshanks just wanted to run and hide. "Let's play a game," he continued to speak. Crookshanks shivered. His future looked bleak. "I'll close my eyes and count quickly to 10. Then you better run or be turned into a hen." Crookshanks froze, stuck in his shoes, and then Voldemort grabbed his wand to use. Jumping high, Crookshanks leapt towards the space where Voldemort stepped. Scratch! Shriek! Voldemort froze as Crookshanks ran away with his nose. Hermione Ranger returned that evening to find Crookshanks lying in the Sorting Hat sleeping. She ate her dinner and brushed her teeth, and then it was time to go to sleep. Early next morning Hermione got up to wee, but Crookshanks in the Sorting Hat she did not see. "Oh my goodness, where can he be?" Then she looked at the door to see a carved B. Along with the V there was a note, and on that note Lord Voldemort wrote, "Hermione Ranger, I have your darn cat. He stole my nose and I want it back. To see him again you better come fast, before the nasty spell I will cast. XOXO, Voldemort." What a horrible chap that Lord Voldemort is, and with that she dressed and left in a whiz. Down the main path Hermione went, looking for clues any twigs that were bent. Just when she thought that her trail was hotter, she bumped right into Harry Otter.
"Why, hello, Miss Ranger. How are you today?" said Harry Otter in his merry way. "Oh, Harry Otter, please ease my mind. It is Voldemort that I need to find." "Not Voldemort? What has he done now?" cried Harry Otter while wiping his brow. "He stole my poor cat, the Cat in the Hat." Hermione was desperate. She needed help stat. Harry Otter thought very deeply until he remembered seeing Voldemort briefly. "I know where he went. He went past last night, up the path, then turned right." "Thank you, fine Otter. I am in your debt." Hermione ran. Her path was set. Hermione kept running and turned to the right when Professor Snape slithered into sight.
"Hello, Miss Ranger. You look in a hurry. I hope that I do not have to worry." Hermione Ranger stopped to rest and shared with Professor that she was overly stressed. "Oh, Professor Snape, please ease my mind. It is Voldemort that I need to find." "Not Voldemort? What has he done?" Professor Snape cried, looking awfully stunned. "He stole my poor cat, the Cat in the Hat." Hermione was desperate. She needed help stat. Professor Snape thought very deeply until he remembered seeing Voldemort briefly. "I know where he went. He went past last night. He went under those trees and vanished from sight." "Thank you, fine Snake. I am in your debt." Hermione ran past. Her path was set. Under the trees Hermione wandered. The sky grew dark. Rain fell. It thundered. "Oh, my poor cat! Where was he taken?" Hermione howled loudly. A weasel was wakened.
Ron Weasley stumbled out from inside a tree, yawning and stretching and rubbing his knee. "What is this noise?" Ron Weasley exclaimed. Hermione stood still. She felt so ashamed. "Oh, it's you, Miss Ranger. What is this fuss?" Ron Weasley asked. He tried not to cuss. "Oh, Ron Weasley, please help ease my mind. It is Voldemort that I need to find." "Not Voldemort," Ron Weasley hissed. He looked at Hermione while shaking his fist. "He stole my poor cat, the Cat in the Hat." Hermione was desperate. She needed help stat. Ron Weasley thought hard, very deeply, until he remembered hearing Voldemort briefly. "I heard a commotion while taking my nap. Hold on, my dear, I'll get my map." Hermione stumbled east for what seemed hours until she found the most beautiful flowers. As she admired the bright patch on the ground, she noticed a shadow swirling around. Looking above, she heard an almighty squawk, as down to the ground drifted Dumbledore.
My dear Miss Ranger, how are you? Hermione was glad. He'd know what to do. Oh, Dumbledore, please help ease my mind. It is Voldemort that I need to find. Ah, Voldemort, Dumbledore sighed. He knew that Voldemort could not hide. He stole my poor cat, the cat in the hat. Hermione was desperate. She needed help stat. Do not stress your clever head. I saw him go that way, Dumbledore said. With his last word he pointed left, showing Hermione a narrow cleft. Thank you, Dumbledore, I am in your debt. Hermione ran fast, her path was set. The narrow cleft was narrow indeed, though Hermione moved forward with immense speed. Through the rock face, around a bend, it opened up into a huge rocky den.
Hermione slowed down, her breathing was fast, until a noise was made at last. Out from a rock jumped a giant beast. Hermione thought she would become its feast. As she looked closer, Hermione saw that the beast was Hagruffalo. She stared in awe. Hagruffalo was huge and covered in fur. As she was staring, he looked at her. "You must be the Ranger. It's nice to have met. Don't look so nervous. I am no threat." Hermione relaxed. Her heart slowed its pace. Hagruffalo had a smile on his face. "Well, Miss Ranger, what can I do?" Hagruffalo asked while bowing on cue. "Oh, Hagruffalo, please ease my mind. It is Voldemort that I need to find." "Oh, it is he, the one that you seek." Hagruffalo smiled, puffing his cheeks. "He stole my poor cat, the cat in the hat." Hermione was desperate. She needed help stat. "Lucky for you, he is just up ahead." Hagruffalo gave her a nod of his head. "Thank you, Hagruffalo, I am in your debt." Hermione crept forward. Her path was set.
As Hermione skulked forward, the den opened out. Voldemort was close, she had no doubt. 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, 4. Hermione crept onwards till she heard a light snore. Was it a snore? It could not be. But who was that lying against that tree? Whoever it was had a wand in hand. Their teeth were yellow and their cake was grand. Hermione was sure it had to be him. Voldemort was sleeping, she thought with a grin. Running all night had made Voldemort tired. He'd come a great distance, Hermione admired. Next to Voldemort sat a round sack. It was large with spots coloured blue and black. Hermione just knew that Crookshanks was there. She couldn't help but stop and stare. "Crookshanks! Crookshanks! Is that you?" Hermione whispered. A response was due. "Meow!" mewed Crookshanks. His silence was broke, and at that point Lord Voldemort woke. Hermione lunged towards the sack. Too fast for Voldemort, his footing was slack. Voldemort stumbled. Confusion took place as Hermione grabbed Crookshanks from the sack with grace. "My poor little cat, I hope you're okay," Hermione cried out, keeping Voldemort at bay. Hermione Ranger had her wand pointed towards Voldemort, who looked disappointed. "How dare you, Lord Voldemort, you horrible chap!" Hermione was angry and bound to snap. "You stole my cat and ruined my door. Your punishment will fit, of that I'm sure." With a flick of her wand and no remorse, before her now stood Voldemort.
Nay, help me! What have you done? Voldemort screeched at the top of his lungs. The cat in the hat stole my nose yesterday. I want it back, Voldemort neighed. Is this true? Hermione asked. Crookshanks nodded when time had passed. He said he would turn me into a hen after he counted quickly to 10. I panicked and leapt and stole his nose, then ran back home when the time arose." "And where did you place Voldemort's nose, my dear cat?" "Why, of course, I put it in a sorting hat." With a flick of his tail, Crookshanks leapt to the sack and pulled out the nose before running right back. "Here it is. No harm has been done. I'm sorry, Lord Voldemort, I shouldn't have run." Before Hermione gave her wand one last flick, Voldemort interrupted, speaking quite quick. "Please, Hermione, don't change me just yet. I'm liking my mane. I look handsome, I bet. I'm feeling all cute and fuzzy inside. So many kind feelings I just can't hide. I'm sorry for being so nasty, poor cat. I shouldn't have been such a horrible brat." Hermione giggled as Crookshanks replied, "Why, thank you, Voldemort. May we go for a ride?" Voldemort nodded as they climbed on his back and prepared themselves to ride down the track. Voldemort whinnied, "This will be fun, I bet," and galloped towards the glowing sunset.